What is up, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about the Patrick Ta foundation. This one launched about 4 months ago. It took me a while to wrap my head around this foundation, around how I like to use it. If you have dry skin, you're going to want to stick around. We're going to do a demo, wear test, the whole thing. Let's get started. My skin type is normal to dry. To give you an idea of just how dry it is, after I wash my face, I have to, it's a must that I put on moisturizer. Otherwise, my skin feels extremely tight and uncomfortable. A lot of people who didn't like this foundation is because they had oily skin. This is truly for dry skin people only. It was easy to be put off by the fact that it's so luminous. An extremely luminous foundation does not go with my makeup style. So when I saw the promo from Patrick touting its luminosity as a selling point, I was like, let me show you what I'm talking about.
First of all, let me show you. This is a luminous foundation. Do you guys see like the glow that is in here? So the glow that is in this product is all from the ingredients. I dare you to go into Sephora and swatch this among other luminous foundations and see who is the most luminous.
A foundation that's shiny, for me, that is a turnoff. By the way, I did a chemical peel and I'm still not finished peeling. It's been 9 days. I still have the old skin here around the perimeter of my forehead and my jawline. So I tried to cut off the loose bits of skin so that you wouldn't see them as much, but that's what's going on. And because I just finished peeling, I couldn't wax, okay? I have to wait a few days before I wax. So zoom in at your own risk. Okay, we're watching the application here. I'm doing this video a little bit differently because when the foundation first launched, I did a first impressions video, which is this footage that we're watching right now, but it never went up for some reason. I don't know if there was something else that was more pressing, and so this video kind of got moved and forgotten about. I wanted to bring it back because Dior just released a foundation which is also very hydrating. I just got it in the mail yesterday. I'm dying to try it. And Hourglass is also coming with a hydrating foundation. I wanted to get this video done and refresh my memory so that later I can compare all three and tell you guys exactly what the differences are. This particular application was not a light application, okay? This was about 2.5 pumps worth. I like the medium coverage of it. It is very luminous indeed. I mean, look at that. I have not set it yet. Cheeks, look right here and right here. It covers a lot. I was very happy with the coverage. It covers really nicely without looking heavy. That's what I really liked. It did not look heavy. Look at the right here, the redness around my nose. That's gone. And I put it also on my eyelids and under my eyes. You see this little tiny bit of darkness in here in the corners, the outer corners of my eyes? That is more, everything is nice and even. Let's talk about setting the foundation because that's important. Patrick himself tells you to set it.
Face. I always like to set the T-zone around the smile lines on the peak of the forehead and a little bit just right onto the chin. It leaves the skin so luminous, hydrated, and it just truly looks like your skin, but so enhanced.
I used a brush just like he did. I want you to see the luminosity that I'm left with. I found that if I used 2 pumps or more, even after setting, I would still look pretty shiny. Look right here in my inner cheeks. I'm pretty glowy, but the powder has toned down the luminosity tremendously. I used the Huda translucent powder, by the way. So what type of products did I like using on top of this foundation? Did I stick to powders to tone down the glow? Did I go with creams? I really mixed both creams and powders. The end result finish-wise was really no different to my other foundations. I'm thinking Haus Lab, I'm thinking Hourglass. It wasn't any more glowy than those. The second way that I really like to wear it was a light layer. 1 pump Max. That's it. And that is how I am wearing it today. Powder, blush, and bronzer. What else do I have on? Yeah, that's it. Powder, blush, and bronzer, and a little bit of loose powder under my eyes. That's it. And as you can see, it is not out of this world glowy. So even though this is very much marketed as an extra luminous foundation, it'll end up looking like pretty much any other dewy, non-matte foundation by the time that you're done applying your powder products. What if you want to keep the luminous finish? All right, well then just don't use any powders and don't use it lightly. Use about 2 pumps of it. You'll be very glowy. Let's take a look at what I had to say when I was putting on my bronzer and stuff on top of the foundation. And let me tell you that it is so nice to apply these cream products on top of this foundation because they're just like melting into it. And yes, it still is a little bit too shiny, the finish overall, but it's not obnoxiously shiny. Because when I first swatched the foundation and saw it on the back of my hand, I was like, there's no way this is gonna look right. Good. And that's also one thing that Patrick mentioned, that many times when he's doing, let's say, red carpets, he might not have enough time to apply the skin prep and to let that skin prep absorb into his client's skin. So he wanted to create a foundation that made his job easier. So it has the skin prep built in. Now he can go in with a foundation and right away continue with the other products, as opposed to having to wait till the skin prep absorbs. And the reason why this skin prep is so important is because having your skin feel, you know, when you have just finished applying moisturizer and you have this almost like damp, a little bit tacky skin, it is very easy for your skin then to receive the rest of the makeup. Here we saw me putting on the bronzer and me saying how things are melting into it. And I found that was very accurate, whether it was creams, like that cream bronzer, or even powder. Things seemed to just melt into the foundation really nicely. So I had put on the cream bronzer, and now I'm gonna go in with powder blush because I want to tone things down a little bit. I'm gonna go in with powder blush. This is from MAC in the shade Desert Rose. Oh, and it's completely matte. You're probably wondering, is it sticky? How does it feel? For starters, I don't think that this is lightweight. I wouldn't call it sticky. It's more like what hydrated skin feels like, a little bit damp, slightly tacky after you put on moisturizer. Shade-wise, I have it in 10 neutral. This is a little bit light for me. I would have liked to have gone 1 shade up. Oh, and by the way, every time that I wore it, I did not bother with moisturizer underneath. I did not need it. I'm applying it here in the morning. Let's see what it looked like a few hours later.
So it's been 3 hours. And I'm noticing that, yes, I am glowy, but I don't know if I'm any more glowy than I was right after application. So
let's fast forward to the end of day check-in. Okay, so I'm really tired, end of day, and I think this was more like commentary to myself, notes to self, so that I would later know what to say during the video. That's why there's zero energy. I am looking oily now. Here's where I put the Danessa Myricks primer. It doesn't seem to have done anything to combat the oils. Al contrario, it actually looks. At this point, I would want to powder or blot. I'm gonna blot just for shits and giggles, I guess, to show the amount of oil. Just blotting it made it look great again. So that was a quick fix. Would I repurchase? I wouldn't. Number one, it's $58. This is pretty expensive, and at the end of the day, it gives me the same finish that other foundations. I mentioned my Haus Labs, my Hourglass Ambient Glow, the new Dior stick. It gives me that same natural looking, a little bit glowy finish. So I see no need to repurchase this foundation because it doesn't give me anything different. If you're going for the glowy, super luminous look, you can achieve it with this. And in that case, if that's what I wanted, sure, I would repurchase it, but that's not what I'm going for. The other way that I really like to wear it, as I mentioned, is just one pump, very light. But the thing is that if I'm gonna go light coverage, I go with the Lisa Eldridge Skin Tint. That formula for me is top notch, and I like the way that it sets. I love the finish that that skin tint gives me. So if I'm gonna get the same kind of coverage with this one, no, I don't want it. I do think that this is a unique product, and if you have dry skin, extremely dry skin, I imagine that this would be a godsend. The fact that it has all of those hydrating ingredients, squalane, he mentioned, Patrick said this, it's hydration in a bottle. That's all I got for you. Let me know in the comments if you have tried it, and also your skin type. What do you think of this formula? And do you wear it without powder? Are you one to actually wear it full on to the gloriously shiny? Is that you? Because I don't know who this finish is for. Well, there's gotta be a lot of people, because glass skin is a trendy term for a reason, right? People want that glass skin anyway. I'm just rambling at this point. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.